What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It is Saturday, September 14th, 2019. Hope you all are having a great day. Today's video is going to be a nice and casual Q&A. Won't be too long, but probably going to answer around 8 to 10 questions you guys have sent in. I had the day off from work, and I'm forcing myself to take a break and stay inside for the day, but I still want to talk some Yankees baseball, of course. And keep in mind, I'm recording this video before the Saturday afternoon game with the Blue Jays, so all these answers are effective entering today's September 14th game versus the Blue Jays, so just keep that in mind, a little disclaimer. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we're going to start off with GS Legend. He writes, do you think Torres will hit 40? He certainly has a good shot. Right now, entering Saturday's game, he sits at 36, so if you do the math, with 13 games remaining, it would not be shocking whatsoever if Gleyber can hit 4 more home runs. Either way, what a season for the kid. I mean, he's definitely underappreciated by Yankee fans, including myself. I mean, he's only 22, and he is a superstar. Alright, moving on, we have Xavier Smith. He asks, how do you feel that we were recovering in the summer, and now we're losing our guys, and how do you think it affected the Yanks with the Parrot on the IL? So is the Kraken, I assume you meant to say. Yeah, it sucks big time. I mean, the Yankees just lost both Gary and Edwin just when it seemed like we were finally about to be fully healthy. But the good news is that the Yankees are optimistic that Gary can return before October, which ultimately is all that really matters. His last groin strain sidelined him for 16 days. So if you do the math on that timetable, he'll return somewhere around September 28th. So if that's going to be the case, if he can return right around September 28th or that week, before October, ALDS Game 1 is October 4th, so if you can return before then, I mean, you definitely want him to get some at-bats before October starts, but ultimately, all that really matters is that he's back before October. As for Edwin, we can only hope he returns, but if he doesn't, that's definitely a huge blow. Edwin's been great for the Yankees, and honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of bringing him back for 2020. All right, next we have Gavin Candeffer. He writes, if people think Stanton is so bad, who are we trading him for? Good luck. He's staying here in New York because he wants to, and trust me, he's going to help this roster if we have Sanchez and Encarnacion hurt. Gavin, man, you don't got to tell me twice. I think we all know how I feel about Giancarlo Stanton's return. I put out a video the other day on why the Yankees need Stanton back. I'll throw that link in the description for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. And yeah, another thing people don't seem to understand is that Stanton has a no-trade clause, so even if the Yankees wanted to trade him, which they don't, he would just say no. He wants to be here. All right, next question is from Jose Ruiz Baseball. He asks, do you think the Yankees will win the World Series? For me, it's a simple answer. If they can get past Houston, they'll be World Series champs, in my opinion. Which leads us into our next question from Anthony EALV. He writes, how do you feel about the probable postseason games between the Astros and the Yankees? Honestly, I'm nervous. Like I just pointed out, I think the Astros are the one roadblock the Yankees will have to face to end up as World Series champs. It's not their offense that scares me, not at all. I'll tell you what scares me. Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, Zach Greinke, Wade Miley. Don't get me wrong, the Yankees can definitely beat the Astros in the ALCS, of course. It just for sure won't be an easy task. All right, next question comes from Brian Jamian or Ahemian. What are your thoughts on the Jets? They suck, dude, and it's really unfortunate. If you guys don't know, I'm a Jets fan. It's another year where it's week 2 and football season is already over. We don't have a kicker. The offensive line is horrible. Sam Darnold has a lesser version of AIDS. Thank God I have the Yankees is all I can say. All right, I'm going to take 2 more questions. Like I said, this is going to be a quick Q&A. The second to last comes from Shigeta456. They write, I don't want to sugarcoat it, but with the injuries, how do you think the Yankees will do with all the competition closing in? And who do you think should be the top pitcher in October? Well, if by competition closing in you mean the Astros for the number 1 seed, yeah, I'm worried about that. The Yankees securing home field advantage is really important. It's not the end-all be-all, don't get me wrong, but it definitely is important. As for who do I think will be the top pitcher in October, gun to my head, I'll guess Masahiro Tanaka. I mean, he's been inconsistent this year for sure, excuse me, but he does step it up in October, so he's a safe bet. Okay, for the last question of the day, Edgar Conception asks, do you think the Yankees will sign Didi to a multi-year contract? You know, I mean, it's a lot more likely now than it was a year or so ago that the Yankees may let Didi walk. He's not having a good season at the plate. I know there's a lot of Didi lovers out there. I know I myself, I'm a big Didi Gregorius fan. Not as much as I was probably 3 days ago. If you guys don't know, he followed my Instagram page, NYY Home Runs, like 4 or 5 days ago. Then I noticed it, DM'd him, was like, thanks, man. And then he read it and unfollowed me. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But no, yeah, I still love Didi. But he has an on-base percentage this year below 300, which is horrible. And not to mention, the Yankees have a 22-year-old shortstop who's currently playing second base, who's about to hit 40 home runs in Gleyber Torres. So, I mean, I won't be disappointed whatsoever if the Yankees do re-sign Didi. But I wouldn't say I endorse it, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised if they do let him walk. Alright, so that's going to be a wrap on this Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, be sure to use my code NYYHR for 20 bucks off your SeatGeek purchase. Playoff tickets have dropped, so be sure to use that. Save 20 bucks off your purchase. Go follow me on social media at Dan Allen Rourke on Instagram and on Twitter, and also on Instagram at Yankees Avenue and at NYY Home Runs. So yeah, that's a wrap. I'll see you guys next time. Let's go Yankees.
Her body's gold like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting, I remember. But we say we all fine, we all fine. Sunny day dreams and we up now. Vodka lemonade, I serve it up, it goes down. 75 degrees in a dope sound. All you need to live fine, to live fine. A little sunshine cause she needed. A dose of rainfall in the evening. The waves crash down and we feel them. Say here's through the nights we steal them.